Hello riders, it's Josh from CycleHunters.com. Check this out. 2025 Ducati Panigale V2. That is a gorgeous bike. Drink it in, folks. Look at this. This is a completely stock machine. It is not brand new, but you might as well just say it is because the mileage on it is ridiculously low. This is the new body style of the Superbike, but it does not have the winglets, so this is the Supersport. Now, this also does have aero, but it's a little bit more subtle in there. So, you can get wings, I'm sure, if you wanted it. But anyway, for what this is a completely stock bike. Now, the previous version was a 955cc Superquadro motor. They've changed it. This is 890cc's. And it is Ducati's traditional architecture of a 90-degree V-twin. The peak power has decreased from 120 from the old bike to, well, it's 120 on this one from 155 from the old bike. But the difference is this bike is 37 pounds less than the other one. So a much different package entirely. The other thing that a lot of people are talking about whether it's a good thing or not in terms of the look, you know, that's definitely debatable. Now, this has the double-sided swing arm. Ducati's always been known for having the single-sided swing arm. So why did they do this? There is now a lot more in terms of stiffness that you can get out of that swing arm. So when you're riding, especially if you're a track rider, that's going to be a big deal. So there's not really a whole lot of flex. And when they did test it, Ducati said there just was no comparison. They did what they could to try to save it, but it just wasn't going to happen, wasn't going to save it because of the fact that, you know, you only have one side holding on to that insane power and that torque onto that swing arm. So that's why they now have the double-sided. So you can also see you have each exhaust exiting the rear from underneath the bike, the undertail. It's a little bit different configuration than what they previously had done because they're spread a little bit, but it's a nice configuration. This bike sounds awesome. We're going to get to that. It is pretty much flawless. There are no blemishes on this machine whatsoever. Like I said, it might as well be a new bike. So again, 890cc liquid cooled V-twin, about 120 horsepower at 10,750 RPMs, 69 foot-pounds of torque, roughly at 8,250 RPM. The weight is around 388 pounds, and that's without fuel. This also does have the 6-axis IMU. That's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of stuff that you're going to have to get into with this bike in terms of the electronics. There are quite a bit of things that you can do. The ergonomics, it's a more relaxed ergonomic triangle the way that they've designed this bike from the previous one. The chassis is the front frame, the Ducati front frame, the monocoque front frame that they have on these bikes. So everything on this thing has been race proven, race bred. The whole idea of this machine is to take lap times and chop them as much as you can. And if you're not a lap time guy, if you're not anyone that's going to be on the track, well, if you're just a commuter, let me just tell you what, this is a Ferrari. As you can see how gorgeous this bike is. It is definitely the top of the food chain. Extremely clean. Like I said, it's basically a new bike. I mean, you're going to see there's really nothing for miles on the machine. So you can kind of get an idea for all the good doodads that they got in here. This is pretty amazing. It's gorgeous. Everything is nice and tight. Right down a little Ducati on the grip. All your toggles and stuff for all the electronics packages on these bikes today. I don't know how many sensors this bike has. I'd have to do some checking, but I'm sure it's on par with all the regular ones. And they're upwards of probably 40 or 50 sensors at this point. Because of the fact that they have so much in terms of the electronics packages. And I will tell you, it's not a bad thing. especially if you're somebody that's liking to rip all the time. Traction control is a beautiful thing. Same with ABS. I mean, there's quite a lot to be said for it, especially if you wind up, getting caught in the rain. Hope you're not taking this one out in the rain just for a rain run. So, let's see here. Look at that. That's beautiful. Gorgeous TFT display. Reveals Panigale V2. It brings up the gauge cluster. Now, I'm not going to get too much into this because there's so many things that you could do, but your basic thing here that you're looking at is it's 242 miles on this bike. It's a day or two of riding. I mean, it's incredible. But this is what you're dealing with. An almost new bike. Just about. 242 miles is it's kind of a ride home. Now, you can see you have your centrally located tach. You have your mile per hour located right where it says side stand. That goes away once you pop it up, which is a really nice feature because then you don't drive away with your side stand down, especially if you're looking at it. You can see at the bottom the ABS lights blinking, the braking lights blinking. That all goes away once you start riding. Temperature gauge off to the right, your air temp in the middle. And again, there are things that you can get into this as we can go to the trips. There's quite a lot of different things that you can do. There's traction control. You can get into modes. There's quite a lot. Again, in terms of the electronics packages on these bikes today, these are top of the food chain. This actually, they do have a cruise control. I don't know that. I don't know if I have to turn it on or something. Right here, it does give you some. Right here, you turn it on, resume set. So it does have cruise. I mean, a super bike with cruise control is unbelievable. So your basic stuff, your horn, hazards, your left. You can see that being displayed right here. Now, the thing I like personally is that they have the indicator light up top like that. So it is much more visible than it would be the other way. That's left rear. This is going to be right rear, right front, and for the headlights, you can kind of see now that's the flasher, but that's high beam and that's your low beam, high beam and low beam. And then brakes, this is going to be foot. That's a really cool looking way that they did the brakes. Supposedly, and this is handbrake. It's supposedly to mimic the old bike that this is sort of paying homage to, the 916, 996, 998. If you go look at that and how the exhaust came out of the rear, that's one of the reasons why they did it that way. So it made the bike definitely just got that heritage. It's the tradition of Ducati. We all know and love it. It's a beautiful thing. But as you drink this puppy in, that beautiful red, you can just imagine what this thing's pulling like. Heated grip. Okay, so again, you can see what we have on the screen. And as far as how this thing starts, now down here, you're gonna pull this, and I don't think I have to pull the clutch, but we're gonna find out here in just a second.
When we service your bike, we hand you a key, not a need to have a toolbox.
All right, let's see if we can start this baby. Ooh. Well, the one thing I will say is it definitely sounds like a duck. Now, being all stock, it's a little underwhelming in terms of the sound, but if you uncork this thing, it is going to get nasty. Oh yeah. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. That is not gonna hate the neighbors. They're not even gonna know. That's how incredible that is. It is not a nasty sounding, aggressive That's actually really nice, because if you are in some sort of a neighborhood where they don't want sound that's going to blow them out, you are in really a good spot with this bike. However, most of us want to change that stuff, and when you do, this thing becomes something altogether different because of the nature of these bikes. These are nasty. These are super bikes for the most part. You know, if you go back to the old 916, this thing, even though it's a little bit smaller than the 916, 996, 998, this thing is probably, I would easily have to say, if not as powerful in terms of the motor, it is much more potent, much more capable. And if you are somebody that can ride at all and have, you know, you have some of that skill, well, this thing is going to take your skill level and bump it up quite a bit, because of the fact that you have the 6-way axis IMU, you have a precision quality machine that's designed to take you around a track and lower those lap times, lap after lap. This is beautiful. Now, every one of our bikes gets the 48-point check. Because this has 200 miles on it, everything's good to go. It's ready to roll. There's nothing else that needs done. We wiped her down and made sure she's ready to rock, but there's nothing service-wise that this needs at this time. So she's perfect as it is, as you can see. Gorgeous bike. I mean, holy crap. I love that. And you can change so much going on with this. I mean, there's just so much that this video is just not even going to be able to cover. The in-depth stuff can take a lot of time in terms of the electronics packages that you can go through and learn how to adjust your traction control, your TC, any of that stuff. Launch control. This has a lot of things that, as you get into it, you're going to find that it's probably more than you bargained for in terms of the electronics packages, which can be a little bit hairy, but once you've understood it and you got it down to your liking, this thing is going to be dialed to specifics of you. So if you are digging this gorgeous 2025 Ducati Panigale V2, give us a call, 717-273-1809. You can see the full list of our current inventory at www.cyclehunters.com. Now, you can email us at cyclehunters@gmail.com. We do have financing options available. We can ship bikes if you're close enough. In some cases, we can deliver them. We have warranties available. It really is just a matter of what is it that we need to do to help accommodate you. So something like this awesome, gorgeous Ducati Panigale V2 can be in your garage ready and waiting for you on a gorgeous day. And it will take your smile and it'll stretch it ear to ear. I can promise you that. That is the nature of what these do. Even just sitting here, it's making me smile. So beautiful. Gorgeous bike. Well, probably won't be here for too long, but at least I get to stare at it for the time being. But until the next bike, happy riding.